Well, hello, friends. I'm Pastor Dave, and I'm here with another story. This is the Christmas season now, and I have a story that has something to do with Christmas. Do you remember that when the baby Jesus was in the manger, there were some gifts that were brought to him? Do you remember those gifts? The wise men brought gifts. Today's story is about another kind of gift that was brought to the baby Jesus. And it wasn't brought by the wise men. Today's story is called A Dozen Silk Diapers. It's written for us by Melissa Kajpust, and the pictures were drawn by Veselina Tomova. Let's listen to A Dozen Silk Diapers. Does this give you a hint as to who maybe brought those gifts? A Dozen Silk Diapers. A long time ago, a mother spider lived with her 40 tiny children in a stable outside of Bethlehem. That is a big family. The mother spider was gentle and loving. Her many children kept her busy, yet she was always willing to help others if they needed her. When the lamb broke its leg, the mother spider spun a web round and round to form a strong and sturdy cast. When the roof leaked directly over the donkey's stall, the mother spider plugged the hole with mud and grass that she joined with silk threads. All of the animals appreciated her special care. One evening, a brilliant star lit up the sky directly over the stable. "What does that mean?" the little spiders asked their mother. "I don't know," she replied, "but it surely must signify something wonderful." That same evening, a young woman named Mary came to the stable. She and her husband Joseph sought shelter because they could find no other place. Soon Mary gave birth to a baby boy and called him Jesus. The spiders and the other animals watched quietly as the young mother wrapped the child in soft blankets and laid him in a manger filled with straw. There are the animals watching and looking as Mary takes care of baby Jesus. Do you see those wonderful pictures? I wonder if that's what it looked like. The little spiders wanted to visit the new baby, as they had visited all the other new babies that were born in the stable. The mother spider forbade him. "You may frighten the baby and his mother," she said. "Most people don't like spiders, and some harm may come to you." Grudgingly, her children crawled back to their nest under the cattle trough. "I don't scare people," protested one young spider. Cautiously, he crept out of the nest, past his sleeping brothers and sisters, determined to see the new child. He moved quickly up the wall and along the rafter and stopped directly over the manger, where the baby lay sleeping, tended by Mary. Do you see the spider up top there? Yeah, he's looking down. The little spider could not see clearly from his position, so he moved closer to the edge. He stretched out his 8 skinny legs as far as he could until his tiny knobby knees began to quiver and his small round furry body began to shake. What do you think might happen next? When he stretched out again, he could no longer hold on, and down he fell. right into the manger, right beside the sleeping baby. When he opened his eyes and shook the dizziness out of his head, he saw that Mary was looking down at him. He heard her easy laughter. She reached into the manger, carefully scooped him up in her hand, and told him to scurry home. The mother spider was annoyed with her child and scolded him for not obeying her. The little spider was on his way back to bed when he saw 3 men in flowing robes enter the stable. They had come to visit Mary and had brought rich gifts for the baby. There they are. We talked about those men, didn't we? With their gold and frankincense and myrrh. There they are, and there's Jesus and his mother. The little spider asked, "Can we give the baby a present too?" "I'm grateful for the woman's kindness, but what shall we give?" his mother replied sadly. "We have nothing." Suddenly, she had an idea. She awakened all of her children and gathered them around to tell the plan. Far into the night, while her children spun silk, Mother Spider wove all the threads together. They finished just as the sun's rays stretched over the horizon. A dozen silk diapers glimmered in the early morning light. The mother spider folded them carefully and asked the lamb to help move them to where the baby and his mother were sleeping. Wow! I'll bet those diapers made of spider webs were very soft. When Mary woke up, she was delighted with the gifts. She thought they were the most beautiful diapers she had ever seen. But where did they come from? By chance, she looked up to the rafter, where she saw the mother spider and all her children watching her. Then she remembered the little spider. "Thank you," Mary said. You have made a lovely gift for my baby. Please come closer and see him." The spiders gathered along the edge of the manger to gaze at the sleeping child. The adventuresome young spider, however, climbed up on the wall beside the manger and sat on the edge of the small window for his glimpse of the baby. A long shaft of light touched the corner of the stall where the rich gifts were placed. The little spider saw the gold and jewels and sweet-scented spices. But now in the very center were the shimmering silk diapers. That's the story of a dozen silk diapers. I hope that you liked it. You know, one of the things that I like about that story is that it reminds me that Jesus and Mary were welcoming even to the spiders. Because the story of Christmas ought to be good news for everybody, not just for little children or for old people or people who are like me. The story of Christmas was good news for the spiders and for the lambs. The story of Jesus is good news for the whole world. The wise men brought their gifts, and the spider gave her gifts. What kind of gifts do you have? And how can you share them? That's something to think about today. I'm happy to be with you, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.